Dear students, welcome to the third online class of Control System Engineering. In previous class, we started with classical and modern control. Then we studied outcome of this chapter, what you are going to learn after this chapter. Then we started with Laplace transform. We studied the definition of Laplace transform. Then we studied a Laplace transform table in which we studied about various test signals which we are going to use in this course, their time domain and frequency domain representation. Then we studied Laplace transform theorems, various theorems which we are going to use throughout this chapter. And then we studied a method through which we can find transfer function of nth order linear time invariant system. And we concluded Laplace transform with its final topic of inverse Laplace. After this, we started electrical networks. We get familiar with the components which we are going to use throughout this course, which includes capacitor, resistor, and an inductor. Then we studied a simple RLC based network, and through various methods we find out transfer function Vc of s over V of s. With any method you are going to start, it's important that you must transform impedances from time domain to Laplace domain, and similarly transform voltage sources and current sources to Laplace domain. So far in chapter 2, which is modeling in frequency domain, we have studied about Laplace transform, inverse Laplace, transfer function of differential equation, and how to find transfer function. We have started electrical network transfer function, which we are going to conclude in this chapter. And the remaining topics of this chapter will be covered in upcoming online lectures. Contents of this lecture are impedance of electrical components, electrical network transfer function for complex circuits, and method includes mesh analysis and nodal analysis. Next topic is impedance for electrical components. If we look at a portion of table studied in previous lecture, which gave us voltage current relation for capacitor, resistor, and inductor. And now if we take Laplace transform for voltage current relation of capacitor, which is V of t is equal to 1 over capacitance of capacitor multiplied by integral of current passing through the capacitor. After Laplace transform, voltage across capacitor will be equal to 1 over Cs, which is impedance of capacitor multiplied by current through the capacitor I of s. Now for resistor, V of t is equal to resistance of resistor R multiplied by current flowing through resistor, which is I of t. In Laplace domain, this equation will be turned into V of s is equal to R multiplied by I of s. Now for inductor, we know that V of t is equal to inductance of inductor multiplied by rate of change of current passing through it. In Laplace domain, voltage equation will be V of s will be equal to Laplace operator s multiplied by inductance of inductor multiplied by current flowing through inductor. If we analyze both three equations, we'll see that voltage across capacitor, resistor or inductor is equal to impedance of respective component multiplied by current passing through the component, or impedance is equal to voltage of the component divided by current passing through the component. So Z of s is equal to V of s over I of s. Or we can say that sum of applied voltages is product of sum of impedances multiplied by current passing through these components. Dear students, now we will start analysis of complex circuit with the help of mesh method. In this, we may have two or more loop circuits for which we are going to find respective transfer function. For mesh analysis, we have certain rules which we are going to follow. The first rule is replace passive element values with their impedances. Second one is transform voltage sources or current sources from time domain to frequency domain or Laplace domain. Third rule is to define direction of current in each mesh. After defining the current direction, we will apply Kirchhoff voltage law around each mesh, and we'll assume that current of mesh or loop on which we are going to apply KVL is higher than all other currents of the network. After step 4, we'll have a simultaneous equation for the system, and we'll solve this equation to find the transfer function of the system. Dear students, now we will study with the help of example how to apply mesh analysis. In the given example, we have to find transfer function I2 of s over V of s, and the given circuit is two loop electrical network circuit. In mesh 1, we have a voltage source V of t, resistance R1. In mesh 2, we have resistance R2, capacitor C, and in between both mesh we have an inductor. Now we'll start the analysis by first step, which says that transform the impedances from time domain to frequency domain. Both resistors R1 and R2 will be written same as they were in time domain. Impedance of capacitor will be 1 over Cs, where impedance of inductor will be Ls. The voltage source in mesh 1 was V of t, and it will be transformed into V of S, where current of mesh 1 was small I1 of t, and it will be transformed into capital I1 of S. The current of mesh 2 is small I2 of t, and it will be transformed into capital I2 of S. With this, we have covered two rules of the analysis. Now, for rule 3, which is to define the direction of current, we'll define a clockwise direction of current I1 of t, and similar direction. Now we'll apply fourth rule of analysis, which is to apply KVL around each mesh. And assuming that current of each mesh which we are going to analyze is higher than all other currents of the network. And with this, we'll have first equation of the system. Now we'll apply KVL across second mesh, and we'll obtain second equation of the system. As this is a two loop system or two mesh system, we'll require to find out two equations which will completely define the behavior of voltage and current across this electrical network. After some arrangements in these equations, we will get this desired form. Now you have liberty, or it depends on you, that what rule you are going to use to find out transfer function, whether it is Cramer rule, whether it's substitution method, echelon method, or reduced echelon method, or matrix inversion method. This selecting of rule will be your choice. We are here using Cramer's rule, which defines that I2 of S will be equal to del 2 over del, where del 2 is defined as a numerator and del is defined in next slide. In previous slide, we have found the value of del 2, which is equal to Ls multiplied by V of S, and now we'll find the determinant of value of del and substitute in the equation of I2 of S, and making some rearrangement, we'll get our desired transfer function, which is I2 of S over V of S. This transfer function can also be represented in block diagram form, whose input is V of S and output is I2 of S, where system transfer function is represented by G of S. Dear students, now if we analyze set of equations obtained in previous examples, we conclude that for mesh 1, impedance R1 is present, voltage source is present, and impedance of inductor is common between both meshes. Now its equation is turned out to be R1 plus Ls multiplied by I1 of S minus impedance of inductor multiplied by current is equal to V of S. And for second mesh, we observe that capacitor and resistor R2 are present in second mesh, and again impedance of inductor occurs common between both meshes. Now the generic form will be somewhat like sum of impedance present around mesh 1 multiplied by current of the mesh I1 minus sum of impedances common to the two meshes, in this case was inductor, multiplied by I2 of S will be equal to sum of applied voltages around mesh 1. Similarly for second mesh equation will turns out to be sum of impedances around mesh 2 multiplied by current of mesh 2, which is I2, minus sum of impedances common to the both meshes multiplied by I1 of S will be equal to sum of applied voltages around mesh 2. This will be our generic form and will be used in inspection method to find out equation of system for two loop electrical network. Dear students, next topic we are going to study is complex circuit analysis with the help of nodal analysis. Like mesh analysis, here again we have certain set of rules which we are going to follow to solve a circuit. First rule is to replace passive element values with their admittance. Second rule is to replace all sources and time variable with their Laplace transform. Third rule is replace transform voltage sources with transform current sources. After rule 3, we'll apply Kirchhoff's currents law at each node. After KCL, we'll obtain set of simultaneous equation and we'll find out transfer function by solving these set of equations. Dear students, now we will apply nodal analysis in an example. In this example, we'll find transfer function Vc of S over V of S with the help of nodal analysis. Like previous one, first step was to find impedances of each element. In case of nodal analysis, we'll find admittance of each component present in this circuit. In case of resistance, we'll be using conductance, which is represented or equal to 1 over resistance. Conductance is represented by G and equal to 1 over R. Before applying nodal analysis, we'll assume that at node at which we are going to apply nodal analysis is at higher potential than all other nodes. We'll apply nodal analysis at node Vs and obtain first equation of the system, and then we'll apply nodal analysis at node Vc of S to obtain second equation of the system. We'll use these both equations to find required transfer function. Now with certain rearrangement, we'll replace resistance by conductance and both have inverse relation. And after this, we obtain two equations for this system. Now again, this is a choice of student which method he is going to follow, and with this we'll obtain transfer function Vc of s over V of s, which is our required transfer function. And in block diagram form we have a system with transfer function Vc of s over V of s, whose input is V of s and output is capacitor voltage. Dear students, now look at the next example. In this example, same circuit is used, but the voltage source is transformed into a current source using source transformation. Now, if you look at figure 2.8, which is a transform network ready for nodal analysis. In this, V of s multiplied by G of s is the current source. VL of s is a node where current is getting divided. And Vc of s is our second node. First we will apply nodal analysis or Kirchhoff current law at node VL of s and obtain first equation for this system. Then we will apply nodal analysis or KCL at second node Vc of s and obtain second equation for this system. Now we'll solve both these equations to obtain our required transfer function, which is Vc of s over V of s. Dear students, now we'll try to find some generalized form for inspection method. Given equations obtained from previous examples, if we observe these equations, we conclude that at equation of node 1 is formed by all the admittance connected directly to the node 1 multiplied by node 1 voltage, which is VL of s, minus admittance which is common between node 1 and node 2 multiplied by second node voltage will be equal to the sum of applied current at node 1, which is V of s multiplied by G1 of s. Similarly, for second node, the equation will be all the admittance connected direct to the node 2, which is G2 of s plus C of s multiplied by the node voltage and subtracting admittance of component which is common between node 1 and node 2, or node Vc of s or VL of s, that is G2 of s, and will be equal to sum of applied current at node 2. And hence this will be our generalized form for nodal analysis. Dear students, in next example we are going to do mesh analysis for a system with 3 loops. The rules are same as stated earlier. First of all, we'll replace all the passive elements with their impedances. In second rule, we'll replace all the sources and time variable with Laplace transform. For rule 3, we'll assume a transform current and define the direction of current in each mesh. For rule 4, we'll apply the KVL at each mesh and assume that loop at which we are applying KVL has high valued current compared to all other currents of the network. And with this, we'll obtain a set of simultaneous equation for a system, and we will solve as per requirements. Now we'll study a generalized form for inspection method for a 3-loop electrical network. For loop 1, equation will be sum of all the impedances around mesh 1 multiply by mesh 1 current, subtracting all the impedances which are common between mesh 1 and mesh 2 multiplied by the mesh 2 current, subtracting all the impedances which are common between mesh 1 and mesh 3 multiplied by mesh 3 current, and this will be equal to sum of applied voltages around mesh 1. For second mesh or equation will be sum of all the impedances around mesh 2 multiplied by second mesh current minus sum of all the impedances common between mesh 1 and mesh 2 multiply by I1 of S minus sum of all the impedances common between mesh 2 and mesh 3 multiply by third mesh current, which is I3 of S. And this equation will be equal to sum of applied voltages or any voltage source present at mesh 2. Now for mesh 3, equation will be like sum of all the impedances present at mesh 3 multiply by mesh 3 current, which is I3 of S, minus sum of all the impedances common between mesh 2 and mesh 3 multiplied by second mesh current, which is I2 of S, and minus sum of all the impedances common to mesh 1 and mesh 3 multiplied by first mesh current, which is I1 of S. And this will be equal to sum of applied voltages or any voltage source present at mesh 3. This will be our generalized form, and with this we'll find equation of system. Any system now, using generalized form studied in previous slide, we'll find out 3 simultaneous equations for this electrical network, and this equation will define behavior of currents and voltage across any component present in this electrical network. Now, if any of you have any questions, please ask.